Yeah. Hey, kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Legendary conversations people want to know.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Spit Your Game podcast. Today I got a Lanier High School All-American, a McDonald's All-American in the year 2000, a Danny Dozen in the year 2000, a Parade All-American third team. I got a Big East All-Rookie team in 2001, a Paradise Jam All-American, All-Tournament team in 2002. We got an All-Big East second team in 2002 and 2004, All-Big East third team 2003, and he is a basketball coach and also an entrepreneur. I got my guy, Darius Rice. What's good, Darius?
Man, what's going on? What's going on?
Man, ain't nothing much, man. I appreciate you joining, man. Did I hit everything, man? Because you had so much, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I got like three more pages and stuff, man. We'll talk about it later.
All right. So what you currently doing now, man?
Man, I coach down at Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial High School down here, man. 5A school in Texas. Finished top 8 last year, man, with a sophomore team. So we're pretty young, gonna be pretty good again this year. I got a top 100 player. I've been developing 6'8" plays just like me. He's tall, slim shooter. He's actually in South Carolina playing in the tournament right now, man. He's gonna be big, man. He's gonna be good. Hopefully I can get him in the McDonald's game with the connections I have and everything like that. But yeah, we're trying to get back on the college ranks, but it's looking real good down here.
Okay. You say he got a slender shot. He's playing small forward. As well.
Yeah, 6'8", man. And he's a quarterback. He threw for 4,000 yards this year.
Oh man, so he all around athlete.
Oh, he's an athlete, man. He does it. But I think last year might have been his last year of football because now he's starting to get offers in basketball. No point of chance of that injury. At 6'8" at quarterback, nah.
Yeah, you don't want to risk that because once them knees go, you already know. Once them knees,
that's it. That's it, right. Man. You take too many hits, the scholarship offers back off in basketball.
Man, real talk, for real. Let's get a little bit to your background, man. Where you was born and raised?
Man, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, man. Went to Lanier High School, played for Coach Billups. You know that story, man. Won 2 championships, lost the championship my senior year, but I got 2 rings out of it. Great program, man. I think Coach Billups won 9, 10 championships at that program. We had the likes of Monte Ellis come through, Tang Hamilton come through, Jerry Nichols come through, Charles Rose. So, hey, great program to play for.
And a host of others.
And a lot of others I'm leaving out.
Man, you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got a sister, man. She played at Bailey. Now she's out in Houston, Texas. She got 2 stores out there that she's the manager of. She went to Jackson State, graduated from Jackson State, Valencia Rice. And my mom, man, you know, my dad passed 2019. He passed right before COVID hit. And, you know, he was a Lanier football coach back in the day from Jackson. Played at Jackson State also.
Okay. You have any kids?
My daughter's 14. And she's actually at Lanier right now. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then.
And she's 6'2" and a half.
She hooping?
No. drives me crazy, man. But you know, that's a story for another day.
and that's the thing, man, when you have kids, man, especially when you play sports, you want them to gravitate. You don't want to push them, but you want them to kind of gravitate to sports because they see you may have played or may see you play on the park or whatever. But when they don't, it's like, but you don't want to push them, though. You want to make their own decisions. So, but I know it's tearing you up inside, man.
It tears me up, man, because when she was young and she was with me, but I was still traveling and playing. She was box jumping, man. She's doing push-ups. She was running through ladders, dribbling the ball. And then, over the years, and she's with her mom, and mom, saying you don't have to play just because your dad played. Now she doesn't like to play. And it drives me crazy, man. I like, she could have been the one. That's the one right there,
Right.
Her mom ran track too. Her mom ran track and played ball. I got the genes in me. Like, let her do what she do, man. Don't make the decision for her. So, but I'm not the one that pushes her. I'm not the one that's going to force her to do it.
Right.
The one thing I do hate is that she's at Lanier. My pictures are all over the wall. So she gets it every day. You should play like your dad. You need to play like your dad. You need to play like your dad. So she'll call me like, Dad, I'm sick of it. I said, I understand, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, you had to make a name for yourself back then. So, hey.
Exactly.
So, the neighborhood growing up, man. How was your neighborhood growing up in Jackson?
Oh man, it was difficult, man. People see me and they be like, that's Jerry Rice's nephew, but I'm like, that's not my dad, man. My dad.
Right.
I grew up on Clinton Boulevard at Windsor Park Apartments, man. Four of us, one bedroom. Then we got a two bedroom. I mean, I worked my way up. Then in the Georgetown area over at Lanier, man, it's tough. It was real tough, man. We saw death every day. I was in high school. I was seeing cocaine cooked, crack cooked. Saw shootings every day. Saw homeboys dying. So it was tough for me, man. People don't realize that people think it was all peaches and cream, and it wasn't. And I had to fight that stigma all my life, man. You Jerry's nephew. I said, that don't mean anything. Everything I got, I had to work. My dad, if you know the Rice family, Jerry, my dad, everybody was hard workers, man, and my dad put that in me, I didn't wake up and I wake up 5 a.m, I'm running, I'm pushing the tiller in the garden. I'm plowing stuff in the yard and everything. Then I go to school, so
Right.
It was tough, man, but it made me who I am today. And, I'm appreciative of it. And the one thing I could say is everybody in the Georgetown area, everybody in Mississippi, they respect that. I can go back in the hood in my Mercedes, in my Bentley, and don't nobody say nothing, don't nobody bother me because they know who I am and know what I did.
Right. And so was that just because you was like you saying you was trying to make a name for yourself and you weren't trying to, you know what I'm saying, like you said, be Jerry Rice's nephew and things like that?
Exactly, man. I had scouts come to me and say, you never had to work hard because you're Jerry's nephew. And I had to always fight that stigma. Like, he never gave me anything. Jerry ain't never do nothing for me. Jerry got his own family, his own kids. He lives in California,
Right.
but I always had to fight that because when I was coming up, I looked like him. I was the athlete of the family after him. And, it was hard fighting. It was hard convincing people that that's not my dad. You know what I'm saying? What I do is what I do. That's not my
Right.
dad. But
did your dad play sports?
yeah, my dad was All-American at Jackson State, center, left tackle.
Okay.
Was going to the Raiders, and he ended up just coming back home, married my mom, and started coaching. Man, he just started coaching early. But he was 3-time All-American at Jackson State.
Okay, cool, man. Was sports your first love, or was there anything else that you kind of gravitated to before sports?
Man, I think I was always pretty athletic, but I was valedictorian also. I was a big chess player, man. I still play it today.
Really?
Chess player. Yeah, I play chess right now. I'm over the chess team in my school. We had 2 people go state. So I love playing chess, man. I was a video game player, man. You see the TV back there behind me. Man. I was just playing college football before you call.
Right. Yeah.
So big chess player. I play a video. I've been playing since Atari 7800. I had the Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I had all that. So
man, you had the whole thing, man, with the Atari.
Everything, man. I had everything, and it kept me humble, man. It kept me in the house and out the streets. Something, as little as gaming, as little as chess, and my work ethic, man. I didn't have time for nothing else. It's you in the gym, you in your studies, and you go home, and that was it, man. And I didn't get involved in a lot of craziness when I was young, Plus, my dad, he gonna whoop my ass, so I didn't want to do that.
Pops won't having that, boy. Pops won't having
no,
that.
Pops won't having that. Nah.
And when did you hit your growth spurt?
Man, I was a 6'1" wide receiver at Northwest Middle School in the 8th grade, man. By the time I started 9th grade, I was 6'9". I went into 8th grade as a 6'1" wide receiver. I left and got to Lanier as a 6'9", and I think that helped. I mean, my knees hurt every day. My mom's mad. Like, you better pay me back one day. All these shoes I got to keep buying, and clothes I got to keep buying. Man, so I grew those 8 inches that 1 year, man, and everything started to click. I just had to catch up with my body, but because I was tall and I was slim, I grew so fast. But I was always athletic, and I still loved the game of football, even though I was still tall. I played basketball. I ran cross country, ran track. I did everything because I felt like I was that athletic to do it. But man, you talking about
I know them knees hurt. I know
those knees hurt. Those knees were hurting every day, and I had tendonitis straps wrapped around ice every day. And I go to the doctor and say, "Oh, you just growing." I said, "I know that."
Stop the pain for me. Stop the pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot, I already know what you're going through. I had the same pain, man. Look, I
man.
had the same pain. So what age did you really start to take basketball serious?
I played. I always was pretty decent at it. I think my 9th grade year, I played for the Jackson Panthers in the late Shokwe Lumumba. was our we started the Panthers. We started the Jackson Panthers. He was the owner, GM of the team. Coach Thomas was the coach, and he saw me. He said, "Look, I want you to start our team. You know, you're gonna be the centerpiece. You're gonna be the bragger." On my ninth grade year, and then we put up Mario Joyner from Jim Hill, Corey Moore from Jim Hill, Derek Milton. All these guys a little bit younger than me. They're about a year behind me. Martez Hopkins was doing a lot of stuff in Jackson. Big Harold Martin from Jim Hill. And we had a lot of Jim Hill influence, a lot of Lanier influence. Had Ed Mack from Bailey guys, but I was the centerpiece of that team. And that's when I really started taking it serious. He took us around the world, man. You know, Shoquay was a big lawyer, had a lot of money, so he could fly us bus us different places. So we went to Vegas, we went to Orlando, we went to Augusta, Georgia, we went to Indianapolis. And then people started noticing me, and I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun at that time.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't take it serious. But they were like, man, you can really shoot, man. You're tall. You know, you're doing things that the game hasn't seen. And I didn't know what that meant at the time. I was a football player in my mind. But but man, that's when I think I really started focusing on it. Probably about 8th and 9th grade, when I was like, man, people really starting to notice who I am.
So where did you get the shooting motion from? Because the reason I asked that is because you were 6'1", you played football. Then you shot up to 6'9", and the first thing they do when you get tall, they try to put you at center, and so they try to stick you like, all right, well, you're gonna play in the post, but you really was a 6'9", 6'10", shoot 6'11", small forward, because you know so you had a good shot. Where did you was you always working on your jumper, or how was it?
I think being a guard was still a 6'1" in middle school is not a guard, but I still had those handles and that shot. I used to go to Jackson State camps all the time and shoot. My mom worked at Jackson State, so she had me up there. I was always in the gym just shooting. My dad had a goal outside just shooting. I did a lot of shooting, you know, when I was younger. Jozun Darby started training me, and he started working on my shot, working on my footwork, working on my handle and everything else. Omar Carter started working with me. So Jozun and Omar had a lot of influence, you know, in developing my overall game. But I could always shoot the ball, man.
Right.
And just thousands of shots every day in the gym, every day in my yard, just shots and shots and shots. And Dad would get out there, he'll put the light by the goal and just shoot all night. You're not coming in until you make 1,000. You're not coming in until you make 1,000. And it was always in me, like, I got to make 1,000. I got to make 1,000. And then I started playing games with myself. You know, we didn't have iPads and iPhones and stuff. You had to create your own fun back then. So I'm playing games in my mind, like, you know, I got to make more than I miss, or I gotta score 100 points off all shots, but every shot counts 1. But if I miss a 2, it counts 2. If I miss a 3, it counts 3. So, but every shot I make counts 1. And I started playing little games like that and started honing my shot over and over and over again. So I think the amount of time and the amount of effort I put in it, that's what caused it. But like you said, they still kept trying to stick me in the post. Well, we don't know where to put you. Are you a 3? Are you a 4? You're 16. You need to be in the block. You need to be on the block. I was ahead of my time. If I come out today, I'm the top pick in the draft. If I come out today from what I did in high school, I'm the number 1 pick in the draft, because I play the game. They play the game today like I played it in high school.
Right. Easy.
And
see, and that's the thing I realized, because see, when I was in high school, I couldn't shoot, but I could pass and I could dribble. And so it's just kind of similar to like a Joker or something like that. I couldn't shoot like him, don't get me wrong, but the post game and things like that. But of course, they want you to go on the block, and they're gonna throw you the ball, and you do your post move,
turn around, do your little post move.
That's it. And so, and I think I could pass good and get everybody involved. Now you got Joel Embiid bringing the ball down court, Joker bringing the ball down court, 7-footers bringing the ball down court. So like you said, man, back then those skill sets, man, was way ahead of their time, because they didn't want you to dribble. They want you to get your butt on that post. But you really showed them, like, hey, I know I'm 6'9", I'm 6'10", but hey, I can do way more than what you know what I'm saying, you trying to allow me to do. So
I was a skill big. And they didn't know what a skill big was. It wasn't a position as a stretch forward like it is today. You know, they called me a tweener. They was like, well, you're not quick enough to guard 2 guards and play the 2. You're not big enough to be a 4. But I was a natural 3, you know, just put me there. And I told the scout, just put me there, let me play. I guarantee you I'll fix it for you. Just put me there, let me play.
Right.
But it hurt me around draft time, because at the time it hadn't been seen before. KD wasn't out yet, you know. And I'm like, that was me. I met KD. He saw me in a G League game back in 2012, right before he came. What was it, 2012 before he came out?
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
yesterday. Like, yeah.
yeah. He came to a game. He was leaving Texas. He came to a game in Texas. We played in Austin. And he came to a game, and I had like 36. And he said, man, he shook my hand. Man, you play just like me. I said, no, dude, you play just like me.
Just like me.
I'm the oldest.
I'm older.
You play just
I'm
like
older.
me.
I'm older.
But like I said,
yeah.
exactly. But when I came out, no one has seen that type of game before. You know, you're too big, get inside, you're soft, you playing outside. I'm a skill big.
Yeah, and like you say, it was very rare, especially coming out of Mississippi. You didn't see that, and so
Yeah.
like you say, going on to college and stuff like that, it still wasn't seen. You know what I mean? You had your 6'6",
Mhm.
6'7" small forwards, but you didn't have nobody 6'9", 6'10" that could do the things they did. Even with Tayshaun Prince, when he came out, he was more a defender. Like he could
He's a
shoot, but he was
defender.
more of a defender. Like you was offensive. You had defense too, but you was really known for your offense. And like you said, they weren't used to seeing that.
No,
Who did you look up to growing up?
man, let me tell you a funny story, man. My idol, and today still my favorite player of all time is Deion Sanders. You know, I wore 21 and Kevin Garnett. Deion Sanders and Kevin Garnett, my favorite too. That's why I wore number 21 in high school. That's why I wore number 21 in college. Most pro places I played, I wore 21. The Heat gave me 21. Cleveland gave me what they gave me. I think they gave me 21 too. New Jersey gave me 22. But Kevin Garnett and Deion Sanders, man, I wanted to play corner and I wanted to play receiver. You know, people are like, but Jerry's your uncle. I'm like, okay, so I see him every day.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a prime time. I'm prime time, man. And I like his persona, man. You know, the big change, the flashiness. That's how I wanted to be, man. I saw him and I want to be just like prime time, man. I want people to know who I am, you know.
Right.
In college, man, I went and got the edge curl. That's probably why my hair won't grow back now.
So you can say, look what Deion said. Deion said, look wet, but it's really dry.
It look wet, but it's really dry. But he didn't tell you to burn your hair out too.
Hey, funny story, man. I tried to back in the day, man. The fade curl, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I had, the fade curl. Yep.
Yeah, I tried to put. I told my cousin, I said, man, put a Duke in my head. I got a Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Man, my hair was so slick, man. They said you had to get an egg to get it out or whatever, try to wash it out. Man, that was the worst thing I ever did, man. I walked around like I'm a R&B singer, man.
Exactly. That's how it was, man. But yeah, I looked up to him. I looked up to KG. I actually got to work out with KG in college, man. And the hardest. I mean, he practices just like he plays hard, 110% all the time. And you know, he really talked to me. He really showed me the game, how to slow down, take my time, man. You know, because coming out of Lanier, I was always fast and rushing it, you know, trying to do this and do. No, he said, dude, the game is easy, man. You 16, all you need is space to get the J off. That's all he kept saying. Just get the J off, bam, one step, bam. Keep the game simple. The game not hard. And you know, those are two I looked up to, man. KG
and you had a high release. And you had a high release too. It wasn't like you shot straight ahead. You had a high release. So yeah, I can see that. High school, man. Your freshman and sophomore year. First off, you was y'all won the state title coming in, but you was behind. Were you behind Tang Hamilton?
Yeah, we won in my 9th grade year, and Tang was a senior when I was a freshman that year.
Yeah,
and and in my sophomore year we struggled because we lost that whole senior class. I mean, that senior class was deep, man. You had Tang, you had Big Mario, you had Corey Mangum. I mean, you had Adrian Hatchett. I mean, they were deep, man. Like if we got a minute of time, we were happy. That team was loaded, man, and we lost 9 seniors that senior year. So my sophomore year, I was forced to play. Like me and James Thomas, he was my point guard at the time. We were the only 2 freshmen that made the team my sophomore year. We were the only one that got called up our freshman year. So sophomore year we struggled, man, and it came down to about game 15. We were playing Gentry. And coach said, D. Rice, you starting. And I lit Gentry butt up that night. After that, it was good. My sophomore year, I think Gentry was my coming out game. I had like 9 threes that game, man. After that, it was on.
They said the rest was history.
Oh, that was it. That's history after that. Then the next year we won state, and we should have won in my senior year, man. But I needed a little more help. I had 48 in that game, and I didn't have too much help.
Yeah. I was going to say, your junior year, y'all went 36-3. You win the state title. You averaged 20.4 points, 7 rebounds. You was all-state, all-metro, all GPS tournament team. But winning this state title, knowing that you led it. Because when y'all won it in ninth grade, you was
I was
a
just
freshman,
there.
so you was just there. But knowing that you helped lead your Lanier to that state title your junior year, how did that feel?
Man, I tell my team today, man, that's the most amazing feeling in the world, man. Is winning your state championship in high school. College is great, pros great. I run a lot of overseas championships, but your high school team is your town, it's your city, it's your school, people you grew up with, man. It's nothing like it, especially back in the day, man. You had every team in the city, Provine, Cal, everybody was good. Every night it's a fight. Provine had Justin Reed, who's an NBA player. They had Otis Gaines, Tommy Kelly. They were Aaron Harper, David Sanders. They were loaded, man. Bailey had Ed Mack. Jim Hill had Trey Sanders. Man, I can go down the list, man. Merle had Mo Williams in them, man. And every night was a battle, man. It was no bad teams. So to lead them to 36-3, we only lost to Provine twice, and we lost to who else we lost to that year? One more team. I think it was Jim Hill. I think we got upset with Jim Hill because coach kept us the whole night, and we practiced the whole night. We didn't go back home that night, and we didn't lose another game. But those battles, man, with Provine, me and Justin Reed, man, you talk about 10, 11,000 fans every game, every single game. We can play any game in the city, in the state, and it's sold out. If you didn't go to school, if you didn't go to the game when school got out, you're not getting in. Because that's how packed it was.
Right after 7 periods, you better be there.
Right after 7 periods, you better go. And I remember this day, man. The Coliseum has never had that many people to this day. When we played Provine in the state championship, and I had 22 points and 8 rebounds, man, beating Justin Reed. It was, and before that, it was Murr and somebody playing girls game. And when we got we had to get a police escort to the game because it was so many people. And we go back and we rest and we go into the game just to drive up to the Coliseum and see all those cars, and then to get closer. And the line is wrapped around the building twice. And you know how big the Coliseum is. The line is wrapped around the building twice. They say 3,000 people didn't get in that night, and it's 8,000 already in. And back then you can stand up around the court. The fire hazard now you can't do that no more. Back then you can stand up around the court, so it's packed from the rafters to the floor. And man, that feeling was amazing, man. To come down and get that dunk with like 10 seconds to go, and then get the steal, hit Antoine Ellis. He got the dunk, and just to hear the crowd go crazy, man. It was, man. I can remember to this day, man. There's no better feeling.
Man, and the thing is, well, coming from the Delta where I was from, just hearing y'all names and just because I always, even when I was younger, I always followed basketball throughout Mississippi. You know what I mean? Just whoever it was, Mo Williams and you and Solomon Forbes and James Thomas and Trey Johnson, because he ended up going to Northeast, played against him at Mississippi Delta.
Yeah, you played against Trey. Yep.
Yeah, so just hearing those names and stuff, and then just learning about y'all, you know what I mean, later on as y'all got older and did y'all thing, man. So I followed you out for. I'm
gonna tell you a funny story, man. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Trey Johnson was at Lanier. He got cut from Lanier because he couldn't make our team. That's why he went to Murr. Yeah, we cut him. He couldn't make our team.
he was cold.
And he was cold. And he couldn't make our team.
That says a lot about y'all team.
He couldn't make our team, man. He couldn't beat James Thomas out. He couldn't beat Peanut out. He couldn't beat Alex Nelson out. He couldn't beat Derek Nelson. He couldn't beat him out. So he transferred. He was a great baseball player for our team. He couldn't play our basketball team. We're too deep.
Man, y'all. I know a good little 10-year stretch from when I from a little bit before me till after y'all after Monte and R.L. Horton and them, man, y'all it was like a 10 to 15-year stretch, man. It was just y'all. It was like y'all was the South Panola of basketball.
Basketball,
yeah, because South Panola ran football for some years, and then but you all, man, y'all.
Yeah, that's good. But the thing around that time, though, man, because I know we had to go through the Delta, man, because Gentry was good. Greenwood had Michael Archie, man. We had to knock them out to get to the championship game.
Yeah,
and me and Michael Archie guarded me. We had some good battles, man, going against Greenwood, man.
I was there, I was at Greenwood, so I was there. So I remember when you shot it, he blocked it, went down there and dunked it. Then you came right back down, I think hit a 3 or some stuff. I was like, that's good right here.
Oh, we about to go at it. So I talked to Mike. I still talk to Mike, man. He said, man, you made me so much better because I had to raise my game just to guard too. I still couldn't stop you.
Man, good. And then the crazy thing about that game, it was your senior year, I think it was. And so your senior year, you was a dandy dozen. You say y'all lost to Provine, but I remember that. That year y'all played.
Nope.
Y'all played
We
us.
lost to Mendenhall. We lost to Mendenhall in the championship.
Oh, okay, y'all lost to Mendenhall. Okay. I know. I remember that year because I think I was 10th grade. I wasn't on the team then, but with Greenwood, I know y'all played us twice. I think y'all played us twice. Yeah, y'all beat us twice. But I remember the last game we faced y'all. James Thomas like fouled out everybody, man. Like he was just going past.
Can't stop him. Can't stop him going to the basket.
He was fouling out all our guards. I was like, Ref, what you doing? He ain't. I'm talking about he fouling every. He'll go past and he was so smart. Like he would go past and he was like bagging up, and we was trying to just reaching and foul, and it was just like.
He was Allen Iverson, man. He was like Allen Iverson. He had the braids going back. He was lightning quick, and then he could shoot it, man. And he could handle. Like you had to guard. It was a full night. If you was a guard, had to guard him, man.
Man, he was cold, man. Y'all that tandem with you all and with Solomon shooting that side jumper,
that mid-range jumper.
That mid-range.
He had the best mid-range game I've ever seen.
He was like Karl Malone, man. That man.
Yes. And people don't realize he was the X factor, man. Like we don't win state. We don't make it my senior year without him, man, because he took a lot of pressure off of me. I didn't have to guard the best player every night. You know, I started with Justin Reed, but I didn't have to guard Justin Reed every night. Solomon can go get him. I can go guard Aaron Harper because all I know Aaron Harper gonna do is shoot. You know, I can take a little time off on defense, and Solomon can handle that for me, man. So Solomon was the X factor. You know, I averaged like 25. James averaged 22. Solomon averaged 17.
Yeah, that's why I say y'all trio, man. Y'all was like the big three before the big three. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
So your senior year, man, you don't win Mr. Basketball. Tim Bowers wins Mr. Basketball. Did that kind of sink in with you, man?
I was sick. I was sick every day. If we had one state, I would have got it. They told me if I had one state, I would have got it. But I won Gatorade Player of the Year, and I went to Todd Kelly at the time. I said, "How in the heck I win Gatorade Player of the Year, but I don't get Mississippi Mr. Basketball?" I was sick about that. I said, "My numbers kill his," but he said, "Yeah, you should have won state." I said, "That ain't up to me. I had 48 in the state championship."
Right. I mean, come on, what else could you do? So you know
exactly. James Thomas had the worst night at the worst time. He only scored 4 points that game.
Oh man, yeah.
2 for 16 shooting.
How much I lose by? You know, remember?
1. I hit a 3 to tie. I hit a 3 to tie to go into overtime, and they say my foot was on the line, but it was on. If you know the Coliseum court, it's the NBA line and it's a college line. And it's a high school line.
Okay, yeah.
It was on the college. It was on the college line, so it should have counted. I got the film. It should have counted. My foot was on the college line.
Hey man, we got NC. What is it? NJ, whatever it is. Hey, y'all.
We didn't have instant replay back then. We needed instant replay.
Yeah, the MHSS or whatever it is, y'all need to go back. Yeah, they get them their time.
Yeah, we supposed to be in overtime. I hit that shot. We supposed to be in overtime.
Yeah. So now it's college time, man. I know you had a whole bunch of colleges recruit you. What made you choose the U?
Man, I was getting 200 letters a day all around the country. I could have gone anywhere, man.
I'll say, you.
I'm gonna rewind it before college because the McDonald's game happened in March. Right. And, you know, I'm from Mississippi. I'm ranked like 12 in the whole country. And, you know, everybody's hyped on Darius Miles. Everybody's hyped on Gerald Wallace. Everybody's hyped on Zach Randolph, Eddie Griffin. Nobody really was talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the McDonald's game. I probably had the crappiest practice ever. Yeah. And I'm feeling down like, damn, these dudes really that good, man. You know, I'm feeling down, but I'm like, I'm here, though. I'm here. I got to get my mind right. The game starts. And, you know, I'm a gamer. You know, when the lights come on, I'm there. So I come off the bench, man, backing up Jared while I get in the game, and I had 20 points at halftime. I come off on fire. I let the game score. And Jordan's record at that time, Jordan had 30, Jonathan Bender broke it at 31. Right. I had 20 at halftime. They only played me 4 minutes the second half. I got to 26. You finished with 20. Oh, 20. Okay, 26. I knew it was 24. I got there, and then they took me out the game, and they won't put me back in no more because I was going for it. But I got home, man, and I had 185 missed calls from agents, from people that watched the game, from all my people back in Mississippi. And right then, I should have just took off. I should have said, you know what? I declare for the draft. The one mistake I say in life, one mistake I say in life is I should have declared after that McDonald's game because I was hot right then. You know?
I was going to ask you that too.
Yeah, and that's the one mistake in basketball I say I did is I should have done it right then because when you get that small window to get in, you got to jump through. And And we didn't have social media at the time to see where you're projected. We had to rely on our head coach. And at the time, Coach Billups was pushing me to Arkansas because he got to deal with Arkansas. He would have got assistant coaches some money. So I'm relying on him. Coach, what the NBA saying? What the people saying? You're not going. You're not good enough. You got to work on this and work on that. So I'm listening to Coach Billups. So I didn't never put my name in. BJ Armstrong told me years later. He said we had you at number 6. We would have took you at 6. You could have kept that. You could have kept that information. He said. He was the general manager of the Bulls. He said we would have taken you at number 6 if you come out in the 2000 draft. And everybody knows the 2000 draft was one of the weakest drafts out there. He said we would have taken you at number 6. I was like, golly, man, are you serious?
Who did they take?
They took a big white shooter. I forgot his name, man. Played in Texas. I forgot his name. To be honest with you.
Okay,
but yeah, they took him. He didn't even make the team.
Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah. So tell BJ keep that.
He could have kept that information, but Tubby Smith used to come to all my high school games in Mississippi. Man, I was the first guy to bring Tubby Smith to Mississippi. I was the first guy to bring Coach K to Mississippi because Duke came and sat right in my living room before it was the Monte Ellis. Duke came first time Duke ever come to Mississippi. Rob J did a story on Duke was in my house, and I would have gone to Duke. They had one scholarship, and he said Chris Duhan's visit is this week. We're going to set you up for next week. So my visit was the week after Chris Duhan. And Chris Duhan committed to Duke, and we're going to Duke. He took the last scholarship. They only had one spot, So Kentucky was next. My 5 visits at the time. Right now, they got unlimited visit with the NIL and stuff. But we had 5 visits total. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, Kentucky with Miami were my 5 visits. Mississippi State was always the home team. Rick Stansberry, the best recruiter ever. He did nothing wrong. Mississippi State did nothing wrong. He recruited the heck out of me, man. It was just the fact that my people from Starkville, I really didn't want to stay in the state, man. I just wanted to get out the state. Didn't like Arkansas. Georgia Tech had Bobby Crimmins as the coach, legendary coach, retired on my visit.
So he couldn't get you, I'm gone.
Golly, man. So Tubby Smith was the guy, man. And I committed to Tubby Smith, man. He was there every day, man. He used to come to my workouts, my individual workouts, my practices. He came to the game against Florence where I had 41. And, man, I love Tubby Smith to death. And I feel bad that I burned him by going to Miami. But I didn't want to back up Tayshaun Prince. He told me, you got to back up Tayshaun Prince. He's going to be the starter this year. And I'm like, I'm better than Tayshaun Prince right now.
Right.
And I had a great visit up there. We played pickup with Jamal McGraw, Keith Bogus, Tayshaun Prince. And I think I had 20 in the pickup game. I had a good pickup game. But Miami was my last visit, man. And he said, man, don't go to Miami. You already made your mind up. I said, look, I'm taking my 5 visits. And I've never been to Miami. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, man. I'm going to Miami here.
Yeah.
So I get there, man. I get out. Got experience. I get out the plane, man. Uncle Luke is there to pick me up.
Man, ain't no way, Uncle Luke, man.
Uncle Luke, the coaches there were Uncle Luke there to pick me up, man. I'm like, oh my God. I'm all in my head like, man, you Mr. Doodoo Brown, man, So, man,
listen, where do I sign? Where do I sign?
That's what I'm saying. And Miami really wasn't even my favorite visit, man, because it rained the whole time I was there. But we had a ball, man. We went to a party, man, and I'm in there with Trick Daddy and Trina, man. Trina on chilling with me, talking to me. Trick talking to me, man. I'm like, damn, y'all know who I am? You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't know they already set them up. They already told them who I was, so they already knew. But I'm still looking at them as superstars. Like, man, this is Uncle Luke and Trina, man. Trina's the baddie. Like, golly, man.
Right.
I'm not gonna go into the other details that happened in this visit, but it was a great visit, And then
look, you ain't even got to go to details because you went there, so you already know.
Hey, read behind the line, you already know. But man, I talked to Leonard Hamilton, man, and Leonard Hamilton sold me on the program, and Stan Jones was the assistant coach. And Stan Jones coached at Jackson Academy. And he's a Mississippi guy. He recruited Mario Bland, who was from Callaway. Leroy Hurd, who was from Gulfport, from Biloxi. No, where did he go? No, he's from Moss Point. So they had 2 Mississippi guys on the team already. And Leroy Hurd was actually on my AAU team. So I knew the guys at Miami already. It was just the fact that they had to sell me on it. And it didn't take hard to sell me on it. But the problem with that was 2 weeks later, he sat at my house, Coach Hamilton, I'm going to commit. I sign. But I'm hearing a lot of stuff about you gonna leave. Coach Hamilton said, "No, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna stay here, man. I'm gonna get you where you need to be." 2 weeks later, man, Michael Jordan made him an offer for the Wizards, and he left me.
And he got a call from MJ.
Man, so and I understood it, but back then we couldn't transfer, man. Once you sign, you're stuck.
Yeah, it's
It wasn't a transfer portal. If you transfer, you got to lose a year.
Yeah,
And you had to lose a year, man. So he ended up leaving. Perry Clark came, messed my whole game up, man. I mean, I had a good. If you look at my 4-year career in Miami, and people are like, man, you had a hell of a career. In my mind, I'm like, I did because he messed my game up. I went in as a 2-3. I left as a 4-5 because we couldn't recruit. And he had a lot of issues going on with him, and people don't know about. And it stuck me in bad positions because I was sticking it out every year. I could have come out my first year. I would have been lottery. And I stuck it out. I listened to my coach. I stuck it out for him. I'm gonna put some pieces around. I'm gonna help you out. My sophomore year, we went to we went to this tournament. I had James Jones, John Savage. We were loaded that year. Man, that's the year I should have gone and went out with them. I stuck around for the head coach again. I stuck it out for him again. And it just got worse from there. My junior year was my best year. That's why I hit UConn, hit Carmelo up. But no one was telling me the longer you stay in college, the less your draft stock gets, man, because they feel like you got a lot of games, a lot of wear and tear on your body. And I started getting hurt, man. I tore my thumb. I popped a disc in my back because I'm trying to play the 5 now because we had no 5. So I'm doing what's best for the team.
Right.
And it's killing my number. My field goal percentage from 3 went down because I'm tired of banging centers, 7-foot centers all game. Because I'm the biggest, toughest dude on the team. But man, you didn't give me a center, so I can go back to the 3. But like I said, man, I enjoy Miami, man. That's the reason I took Miami over Tubby. But I hate I burned Tubby. Tubby's such a good coach, man.
Yeah, Tubby was good. He did good in where he came from. So so your freshman year, like you said, you played with John Salmons and James Jones. Y'all finished 4th in the Big East. Your sophomore year, y'all finished 2nd in the Big East. You played in the NCAA tournament as the 5th seed. You lost to Missouri, which was the 12th seed. How did that game go? What was your thoughts going in? And then, what you think happened in that game?
I had 17. I led us in scoring that game. I had 17 that game. I remember it. Coming from Miami, we played in Albuquerque, so we were already upset. Like, why are we the 5 seed? We got to travel way over there, Right. We're supposed to be playing regional. So we get there late, and we trying to. And in Albuquerque, it's like 1,000 feet above sea level. We can't breathe. Coming from Miami, man, we practice. We were dead tired. We practiced one day. Instead, most teams go like 3 or 4 days ahead. We went one day before the game, and we get there in the first quarter. Man, I remember to this day they jumped on us 14-2 because we were gassed. First 3 minutes of the game, everybody got their hand up like we need a break. Couldn't breathe, man. I'm like, look, I'm tired, coach. We can't keep pressing our game. we were in great shape, but man, we weren't used to the altitude, man. The altitude got us at the beginning. We won the second half, but we got down in that hole. We couldn't climb out that hole in the first half, man. And they had a guard, Clarence. They had a big who went pro, and they had a guard, Clarence. I forgot his name. He hit us for 30, man. I guarded Ricky Paulden, who also was a pro. I played against him.
Yeah, Ricky Paulden.
But Clarence, I can't think of Clarence's name. That point guard gave us 30, man. He was cooking us. But we just couldn't get back in the game, man. Like I said, I led us in scoring. James Jones had a rough night. John Salmons had a rough night. And it was just me out there, felt like it.
Yeah. So collection, but basically all in all, it wasn't a good night for Miami that night.
It was bad. We shot terrible. And like I said, I don't like to make excuses, but man, we were tired. Like you could see it, we were gassed.
Yeah, that altitude is hell, man. Just like that's why Denver be running up and down. What I mean? Because and then people wonder why the bigs playing against Joker seem so slow. That's just because they can't breathe.
They can't breathe. They can't breathe. And when you play for Team Olympic, the Olympic team always train in Colorado a lot because they get their wind up. When I played for Team USA in high school my senior year, man, we trained in Colorado Springs just to get your wind up. Yeah.
Okay. Your junior year, which you said was your best year, you had 18 points, 18.7, 5.8 rebounds. Like you said, the year wasn't just a good year for you all, but that year, you had your career high. You scored 43 points against UConn, again when they had Ben Gordon, Karan Butler, Emeka Okafor, and you hit the game-winning 3 to win. I think that was the number 11 seed. You stole the inbounds and you hit the game-winning 3. What was your thoughts? Like those last seconds, basically, of that game, what was you thinking, and what was the strategy going into that last play?
And they ended up winning the national championship the other year. The Big East was tough back then. They won a national championship. Carmelo won a national championship. The Big East was tough every night, man. But it's 22 scouts in the game. They all there to see Emeka Okafor and Ben Gordon, you know. So and we're at home. We always split every year with UConn. And 7 days before, if you look it up, 7 days before we play UConn and UConn, and I hit the shot to go in overtime with them. We lost in overtime. I had 33 against them then. So I'm already confident. Every game I'm confident against UConn. I knew they had no matchup that can guard me. I already knew that. Rashad Anderson couldn't guard me. Hilton Armstrong, who got drafted, couldn't guard me. The guy from Canada who scored 100 points in high school, he couldn't. I already knew no one on that team could guard me. Yeah. So the fact I started the game hot, 17 out of the first 19 points were mine of our team. And by the time the second half, Ben Gordon started getting going, he didn't miss with 3 shots the whole game. And I'm like, I can't score all these points and we lose at home. It's sold out in here. There's 22 NBA scouts in here, man. And it came down. It was like a minute to go, man. And I take the dumbest shot of my life, man. I try to win it right there. We're down 2. I drove right and I lost it. I just picked it up off the ground. 2 people collapsed on me. I shot a fadeaway, gets blocked and tipped. And they take it down, hit a shot, and hit a free throw. Now we down 4. And I'm like, that had to be the worst shot I've ever seen. I don't know why I did it. And all I'm thinking in the back of my mind is, dang, I just hurt myself with these scouts all of here watching this, man. It just killed me. I had a great game, and I take this dumb shot, man. What was I doing? But, man, we're down 4, 58 seconds to go. Now it's a free throw game. We got to make the game as long as possible. So we go down, we get a layup. You know, we foul. They go down and miss a free throw. We go down, we get a layup. I told Armando Surratt, who was my point guard, keep getting layups, man. Just keep going to the hole. Keep going to the hole. Keep it close. Keep it close. No one left the arena. We still packed in there.
Yeah.
And Ben Gordon makes a free throw, then he makes 2, then he misses. We kept getting layups. It comes down to 8 seconds, man, and Ben Gordon hits the free throw. And it's 77-70. What is it? 77-75 or something. 77-74 at the time, I think, something like that. And it's 8 seconds to go, man. And so they're up 3. They're up 4 or something. Armando Surratt drives. He gets another layup, but now we don't have enough time. It's like 4 seconds to go, and they could have just grabbed the ball, held it out of bounds, game over. Because back then the clock would keep running.
Keep running.
He gets the ball. Yeah, he gets the ball. And he rushes it in. And he throws it right. I reached out and took it, man, and I had the consciousness to get behind the line because I'm already on fire this whole game. Yeah. I just jumped behind the line and let it go. And when I let it go, I knew it was in because it was the perfect shot. You know, everything was lined up to fade away. I practice fadeaways, you know, in that corner all the time. You know, because I never took an easy shot. People always guard me a double team. So it was an easy shot for me. I practiced it. I've seen it. When it left my hand, I knew it was good. I mean, it's just a feeling that you don't have many games like that where everything's just going right and everything is going in. But man, that feeling there, oh my goodness, man, that feeling that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, look,
and it was on ESPN. So when I got to the locker room, everybody from Mississippi is calling me.
Hey, look, and then like you said, it was front of the 22 scouts. And it was you knocked off the number 11 team that had about 5 or 6 NBA players.
5 NBA players on that team.
Yeah, so yeah, I already know that. I know you was just hey, look, we won a championship. You know, we having a bad year, but it don't even matter.
I was good. I was fine with that. I got in 2 days. I got Carmelo. I'm good with this game tonight. I got to guard Carmelo in 2 games. But
hey, look, even if you withdraw, you know, said they were gonna play that highlight over and over again, you know what I'm saying?
That game still gets played in December. You know, ESPN does the top 100 moments of sports history. That play was number 2 out of 100. That play was number 2. Hey, so man, it goes down as one of the most historical college games ever, man. I'm fine with it.
Hey, you in the record books. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So your senior year, you finished 16. We finished with 16.9 points, 6.4 rebounds. Like you say, you didn't have a good year that year, 14 to 16 overall. So you said that you wish you were should have left. Well, you say you wish you would have declared after your high school year, but you didn't, and you stick to all 4 years. Now it's draft time. Was it any idea of anything or like where you might go, like any rumblings in your ear, like you know, where you might end up or where you might land?
Yeah, they said, like I said, based on my senior year, man, I knew I dropped a lot. if you look at my numbers, if you look at my numbers then and compare them to today, I'm still top 15.
Oh yeah,
But
easy.
but back then it's so physical, and they didn't know where I played. When I was a young 16, 17-year-old high school kid, boom, 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 they could develop me as a pro style athlete. But since now I've been 4 years of college it changes your game. It messes your game up. And I mean, a lot of scouts told me that. The late Dennis Johnson, who played for the Celtics, was my first pro coach. He said, "Yeah, college destroyed your game. You got a lot of wear and tear on your body, man. They do background checks. He told me all the strippers I used to mess with in the strip club in Miami."
Somebody snitching. Somebody was
snitching. Because I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, you like to go." He said, "Your coach like to go too." Because we saw him in there a few times, but you like to go to the Rolex. I'm like, "The Rolex? What's that?"
I don't know no such thing as a Rolex.
Yeah, he said, Lenny Moore? I said, yeah, he's the owner of Black Diamonds. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, we know him too. I'm like, oh my God. So, but I said, look, I was a kid, man. Come on, calm down. But he said, college changed my game, man. You got banged up a couple of times, your knee, your back. I said, but I never missed. The only thing I never missed, I showed up. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I didn't know back then. If I knew what they were looking for at NBA drafts on potential, I never would have gone to college. They don't care about. They see you, okay, you're 17, we can mold you this way. We can make your game a pro style game. We can fit you in our system how we see you. But college, man, they think like, okay, you're peaked out. You stay 4 years. They feel like if you stay 4 years, what's wrong? That's what he said. What's wrong? Right. Why you have to stay 4 years?
Right.
Exactly. Right. And that's what it came down to. So I was hearing late second to undrafted. So I knew where I was. I knew how to prove myself. I did 11 NBA workouts. Killed Trevor Reason his workout. He ended up getting picked in the lottery. I killed guy who went to Utah. He ended up getting picked in the lottery. Killed Luke Walton. He ended up getting picked. I mean, I'm destroying these guys in workout, and I never moved up the list, man. And that's why I'm so hard on it today, because I know the work I put in. I know the ins and outs of the game and what they look for and how I got screwed out of being there. I should have been there. Based on what I've done in college, I should have been there. I said my numbers are still great college numbers compared to what you're seeing today.
I mean,
in a more physical era, we had handshaking. All that stuff was legal back then.
And you playing against a top 10 small forward each game.
Every night. Every night.
Everybody,
I got Caron, I got Melo, I got Darius Miles, I got Eddie Griffin in Seton Hall. Every night I got Michael Sweetney at Georgetown. I mean, every night is somebody, Yeah. Troy Bell at Boston College with Craig Smith. Both of those players went pro.
Troy Bell was.
Man, I mean, every night it was a match. Troy Bell walked to our sideline in Boston one time, looked at our guard and said, D. Rice, I'm about to give y'all 40. I had Marcus Barnes and John Stamets as my two guards. He said, D. Rice, I'm about to give y'all 40. He went for 44. He went to 41 that night.
Man, he was a bucket.
Oh, he was a bucket, man.
See, that's the thing. People don't remember those type of guys, man. Like, these guys were bucket getters, and then when you playing in that era, man.
Yes,
ain't no way.
Yeah, you had to be a dog back then, man, because they will kill you. They will eat you alive. They will eat you alive on that court.
Man, so you go undrafted, but you end up signing a multi-year contract with Miami, and then after that, I think it was 2 years. Then you end up signing with Cleveland. Signed a contract with Cleveland, and then you went to the the D League. It's the G League now, but you end up going to the D League. You win a championship, you win a title in 2007. But also that game, you came off the bench and you hit them for 52 in the championship game with 11 threes in overtime. Man, what was it? I'm saying, somebody made you mad that game? I mean, what happened, man?
Man, it was another UConn moment, and I was blessed to have a bunch of games where if you've seen me play, you know me play, man. I get buckets quick. It don't take me long to get going, man. I get going, it's over with. And the game before, I was upset, man, because I came from China. So I played the first part of the year in China for 6 months, and I came to the D League at the time. Dave Yeager was the coach. And the day I got to playing in China, my name automatically pops in the free agency board back over here. And First, as soon as I got off the plane, he called. Look, I saw you just got off the plane. We're gonna put you at the top of our board. You want to come play for us? We're gonna cut this guy. You come play for us. He said, but you won't start because we got our court. I said, that's cool. Let's go. I already made a bunch of money already.
Right.
So I get there. I had a couple 30-point games and this and that, and I walk into the game before the championship game, semifinal game, and I didn't play much, man. You know, I hurt my elbow a little bit. If you say I had like a little wrist surgery here, or the elbow surgery here, I hurt my elbow a little bit. So I played with a sleeve on, only had like 8 points, and I'm pissed off at coach because he didn't play me much. I said, Coach, what's up, man? You know, why you didn't play me much, man? It's semifinals, man. It's NBA guys out here looking at me. I want to play. He said, well, the matchups were kind of off, and they had it going. I let them rock out. So I'm already mad going into the championship game about the game before. And my mom told me, she said, D, don't worry, that game wasn't your game. It's gonna be your game right here. Keep your head. Don't listen to the negativity. Keep your head into it. So that game comes, man, and we get behind early in the game. We get behind, and Coach Yeager put me in like 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, man. I roll out, missed my first shot, and I got a tip dunk right after that. Mm-hmm. And then I missed the second shot. And then I got offensive rebound and put back, and I hit a 3 in the corner. So I finished in 2 minutes with 7 points at the end of the first quarter. Okay. And he leaves me in, man, and that's when it took off, man. It was bang. And I got the rebound. I'm pushing him. I said, bang, and bang. By halftime, I had 27. We back in the league. And then, like I said, man, at halftime, and the starters go back in, do their thing, then we get behind again. Then I come back, bang, bang, bang. I get us back going. But we're down 3, man. Game about over, man. And I'm Pujetta. If you remember Pujetta, little point guard, playing the big 3 now and stuff like that. Pujetta is a clip of him walking to the sideline doing like this. It's over because it's like 1.9 seconds to go. You know, he like it's over. And Dave Yeager draws up a play. I said, look, I'm shooting the last shot. I told him just like that. I remember I sat on the bench. I said, draw it up for me. I'm shooting the last shot. Yeah. He draws up a double stagger for me. Who was guarding me at the time, played at Cincinnati. I forgot his name. Tony Bobby. Tony Bobby was guarding me. He ran into a screen. I come off the screen. I pump fake him. He flies by. I hit the 3. Bang. Tie game. We go into overtime. And overtime, the first 2 buckets were mine. And I come down and get a block, get a layup, and the rest is history, man. I finished the game with 7 straight free throws. Finished with 52. 11 threes to this day is still the G League record. 52 to this day is still the championship game record.
Yeah, for the Texas Legends, right?
Oh, that was Dakota Wizards at the time. Now they're the Santa Cruz Warriors now. Santa Cruz bought them out, and I played for the Texas Legends in 2012.
2012, yeah, that's why I was looking at it wrong. So I was gonna say you spent most of your years after that year. You spent most of your years overseas, except for when you did go back to the Texas Legends in 2012 and 2013. Did you feel like overseas was just a better opportunity for you?
Man, after that game, man, when I had 52 and I fly to New York, I'm talking to Patrick Ewing and James Williams. They get me on NBA TV. I got to Cleveland. That's what got me into Cleveland. It got me to work out with LeBron. I played with them in the preseason, worked out with the Cavaliers that year. But, man, I asked Mike Brown, I said, what is it I need to do, man? He asked me because I led summer league in scoring too. And he said, why are you not in the NBA? He asked me straight up, why are you not in the NBA? I said, Coach, if I knew, I would be there. I don't know. I don't know if it's somebody hating on me, somebody talking back. I don't know. I said, I don't know what else I need to do. I showed you I can get buckets on any level. What do you want me to do? And I came back and I tried it one more time, man. I went to the Miami Heat summer league after I left Cleveland, trying to get back in Miami because that's my team. Pat Riley's my guy, man. And it took Bob McAdoo telling me, legendary Bob McAdoo, right? Said, D, you got a 6-figure deal overseas, man. And I know you chasing this NBA, man. Right now, everybody knows what you can do. You know, if they're not signing you by now, they know what you can do. If they wanted you, they would have got you by now. He said, if you got a 6-figure guarantee deal, take it and go. I packed my stuff up and I left, and I never looked back, man. Only time I came back was in 2012. Like I said, I had enough money. I wanted to see if I could still play with these guys. Right. I was averaging 17 in the gym again. You know, I was number 1 3-point in 3-pointers made before I ended up leaving, going back overseas. So I proved that I could play with these guys, and I never got a call up. I went for 33 points in 4 straight games. Never got a call up.
Man. Yeah. But, you know, that's a crazy thing. I've just, of course, on the outside looking in, it's so much talent in the NBA. And I just be wondering, well, like there's talent in the NBA, but I'm just saying like outside, just like G League and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be wanting to know is it politics like
100%.
people can't because I mean it's people that come
100%.
in like Jordan. I remember Jordan Crawford,
Yeah.
Jamal Crawford, but like
Jamal.
come in, he come in and he boom 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 instant buckets, and then like 10-day contracts, then he right back in and I just like man like he a walking bucket. And,
It's a lot of politics, man. It's a lot. I sat there in the locker room one night. I'm leading the team, so it's me, Chris Douglas Roberts. Chris Douglas Roberts thanks me to this day. He said, "Did you help me get into the NBA, man? Because without you hitting all those shots off my passes, I wouldn't have averaged 12. He averaged 12 assists that year." He said, "Man, he averaged 20. He averaged 20 and 12. I averaged 19. I was at 19 and 7 at the time."
Yeah.
And he thanks me to this day. He was averaging triple double. He had 20, 12, and 10 rebounds. He had triple double. That's what got him called up.
Yeah.
And I sat in the locker room one night, and Allen Iverson was about to get cut, and Delonte West was get cut, and they were about to put these guys on the Texas Legends team. Mind you, we're set. We're winning. We're in playoff contention right now. I'm leading the team in scoring. Chris Roberts, Smush Parker. We doing good right now.
Yeah.
And I hear the G League commissioner, D League commissioner, tell Ed Nahara, who was our coach, man, we gotta bench Chris and Darius, man. We gotta bench them, man. These guys want to see Delonte West and Rashad McCants play a little bit more. We need to bench them because they coming down tomorrow. We need to bench them. And I heard that. And I said, y'all ain't got to bench me. I'll be out of here tomorrow. Called my agent. My agent got me $20,000 a month in Uruguay, and I was gone the next day. Politics, man. It's 100% politics, man. They know who they want in. They know what they're looking for, man. And if you're not on that list, you're not on that list. You don't care what you do. And I proved it. You don't care what you do.
Right. Well, so what was your last year playing over there?
2019, right before COVID, 2018, I played in Malaysia, man, and I finished second in the Malaysian Cup out there. And I tried Mexico, and I went to Mexico, and I was leading the league in scoring. At 37 years old, leading the league in scoring and everything, and I tore my calf muscle. The same thing Giannis tore this year, and Porzingis, I tore mine. And if you know anything about that soleus muscle in your calf, it feel like you can still play, but you really can't run and cut. Yeah. And the team I was with at the time, they kept MRIing my leg. They thought it was my Achilles. I felt like it was my Achilles. And they're like, no, your Achilles is fine. You need to play. I'm like, but I can't move. Something's not right.
Yeah.
And I had 17 points on one leg. So they thinking I'm good.
Yeah.
Next night, I did a spin move, and I just hit the floor because my leg gave out. And I'm like, something's not right back there. I can't feel something. It's not making me do what I need to do. They sent me home, man. Doctor told me my soleus, my calf was torn, 6 to 8 weeks. And they said the team, like, okay, we'll bring you back in 8 weeks. They didn't bring me back, man. I went to Iraq, played there, averaged 40. That was it, man. COVID hit.
COVID stopped a lot of stuff.
COVID hit. We sat out that whole year, and that whole year, man, I just took it all, started eating a lot, and chilling, and that was it, man.
Life started hitting in.
At 37 years old, you don't want to get up at 5 in the morning and start running no more after sitting a year off and start training. And you can't get in the gym and shoot because everything was closed. Yeah. So it was tough, man. It was tough.
It's hard to get your body back going to what it used to when you get older. So
I couldn't get back in that shape, man.
Yeah. So you transition over to coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so how was the transition from the beginning to where you are now?
You got to go through the license, all that process. I still want to be on a higher level. I really want to be a player. I started training kids and being player development first. Mm-hmm. But a coach, Omar Carter, called me. He said, man, look, a coach down in Pedal is looking for an assistant coach. Would you want it? And I met the guy, cool guy. I said, yeah, I'll take it. They're a good program. I had 2 Dandy Dozens at the time. Yeah, I'll take it. And that's what got me into coaching, man. But to this day, right now, it's a struggle every day. I still struggle with it. I go through depression, man. I go through stages where, I just lock myself up and just talk, man. Talk to God, talk to myself, because it's different when most of your life you've been this competitive playing ball, and now you got to sit there and it's done. The ball don't bounce no more. You can go play pickup. You can go play in over 40 leagues all you want. You still don't have that rush. I miss that rush and that camaraderie of being in the locker room with your teammates. That rush of, the struggle and the defeat, winning and defeat, the struggle, the battles. I miss all that, man. And it's a struggle every day. It's still tough on me right now to this day. Like, people won't believe it, but it's still tough. And so I deal with it, man. I help my guys. I train my guys. I coach and try to win the way I was coached, the way I was brought up. And it's a different game today. You can't be as tough on them no more. You got to be a little softer, man. These cats will quit. They'll cry. Their parents get mad, and it's different, man. So you got to scale it all the way back.
Hey, I was going to ask you. Go ahead.
And all of them want to go pro. They don't know what it takes to go pro.
they think pro is just you close your eyes and you pick it somebody. You. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to put that work in, man.
No, you got to put that work in, man. You can't be tough on them. And and the hardest thing to me, I think the hardest thing I deal with is when you're in a tight game and you're in a battle and the guy's trying to figure it out. And I don't have my hand in the game to figure it out. You know, I'm used to being that guy out there. I can go fix that. I can go out there and hit a shot. I can go out there and lock this guy up. But I got to rely on somebody else to do it now. And that's the toughest part about what I have to deal with now.
And then you got to hope that guy that you're putting out there to do that has the same mindset and skill set as you do.
It's me. Exactly. And they don't.
And they don't.
And you have to realize that as a former player, you got to realize they're not you. You know, as much as you try to put it in them, they're not you. You know, they don't see the game the way you saw the game, especially if you were a high-level player like I was in high school. I saw the game different than these getting in high school. I saw the game as a professional because I was brought up that way. And these guys don't see it. Like, I can see 4 plays ahead. These guys can barely see the play that they're looking at right now.
Hey, for real though, they confused. They don't know what to do. Player or anything.
Exactly. You got to dumb it all the way down, man. They don't anticipate, traps and steals. They don't see it, and you got to realize they're not you. They don't see that. You got to show it to them.
Right. What do you feel kids lack now, in basketball? More than
I think they feel entitled, man. I think they feel like it's just supposed to be given to them. They don't work as hard as we get, and they have all the resources. If we had the training methods and the resources they have today, if we had it back when we played, oh my God, you talking about 50, 60 inch verticals back then because we worked. We just didn't have we didn't have to equip. We had to create workouts. We had to create drills.
Jumping on the box and stuff like the old.
Yeah, we box jumping. My dad gave me an axe and said, "Go out there and cut a tree." I'm just out there chopping on a tree. But
trying to build some muscle and stuff.
Yeah, the kids today, man, they feel like it's just given to them. They can go out and practice 100,000 different moves, and that's enough. They'll go out and shoot 100 shots, and that's enough. No, how many did you make? I used to make 1,000. I shot 200. I said I used to make 1,000. I didn't shoot 1,000. I made 1,000. I jump rope for 30 minutes. I've worked. I don't work on 100 different moves because you see it in the NBA. They work on 100 different. I said the game is easy. You don't need it. You just get to your spot. Boom, boom, boom. The game is simple. But everybody wants to go pro. Everybody's entitled. Everybody want to play games. Everybody. If you look at the game today in AAU, everybody want to go play games. Nobody. What time are you in the gym working on your game? Working on your craft. I used to sit hours in the gym by myself working on 1 or 2 moves. That's it. The next day I work on another move. And that's it. Mm-hmm. The next day it's just all shooting. They get bored, man. Like, no, this is what it takes. Not all that step through, up and under, boom, boom, boom. No. You got to perfect something.
Some of them are skilled physically, but they don't have the mental.
They don't have this. None of them have that.
I mean, they can jelly and all that stuff and
they got all that.
Like that. But they got to realize like that's only going to get you to a part of it because you think about like when you're talking about Jordan Crawford, like he can score with the best of them. But and I don't know him or anything like that. I'm just saying, but you can have a player like that, but if their mental isn't what I'm saying, isn't attached to what I'm saying, the game. Yeah, you just lost.
You can get beat. You're gonna get beat, and they gotta have all those skills in the world. When someone is guarding you, they can lock you up and they can bang you and hit you. Like that stuff's not gonna work. Like if I get out there with my kids every day to this day and play them, I never lost because all that stuff. I'm not going for all them fakes and stuff for what? The ball right here. Right. Your hips are right here. The ball is right here. I'm gonna stay right here until you go up with it, and I'm gonna block a shot. I'm gonna get a bucket. I don't need all that to score. I mean, boom, jab, step, pump fake. I beat one guy on my team who's one of our best players without taking the dribble. Just jab, step, pump fake, boom, shot. Game is easy. Game is simple.
And they're making it so hard.
They make it so hard. They wait. Paul Pierce told me it's wasted motion. Paul Pierce, we worked out together. He told me, he said, you're wasting energy, you're wasting motion. For what?
Right. No purpose for it. No. I'm gonna get your thoughts on a few things. The transfer portal. What's your thoughts on the transfer portal?
I hate it. I think it's killed the game. It's killed high school sports. It's killed the student athlete aspect, man. These kids not going to school to get a scholarship. Everybody don't go pro. 1% of 1% make it pro. So now you don't have no scholarship. You just transferring back to back. You lose your name in the shuffle because no one can follow you. No one knows where you are.
Right.
Like it's some guys, LaQuinn Ross. I don't know where he is. I thought he was a great talent, but he bounced around so much. I don't know where the heck he is anymore.
I reached out to him. I reached out to him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Was trying to get him, but yeah, he was talented as heck, man.
Great talent. Don't know where the heck he is no more. Guy from Baylor played at Baylor. Big guy from Mississippi. I can't find these guys no more because they bounce. They think they don't make it here. They go here. They don't make it here, and it's hurting the game. NIL is hurting the game. And it's really hurting high school kids. There's some good high school players out there, but they never get seen because I can just go to the transfer portal and get a college guy who's ready. I don't need a high school guy. And I feel bad because I'll be honest with my kids when I'm coaching them. I'm like, look, man, y'all really got to work now because with transfer portal, you're lucky to go JUCO D2, D3 now. D1 is you got to be top 50 just to get into D1. If you're not top 50, don't even look D1. You might they can go to transfer portal and get a college guy for that. So you really gotta work now in high school, and it's killing the high school game. I got some good kids who just want that opportunity, and the opportunity's been taken for them because of the transfer portal.
Yeah, and then schools throw their money at that certain, and then this is what I always feel, and I could be wrong, but with the transfer portal and the NIL, I always say it should be a cap on the NIL. Because
as a college student, you don't need all that money.
Yeah, you should cap it. It should be either 2 mil or 2.5 or whatever. Because the thing is, if I'm getting 1.5 mil from a school and I'm playing, but I don't really like the coach, or here come Arizona State saying, "Hey man, I can give you 2 mil," then I'm reluctant to go because I want that 2 mil. But if you
it might not be best for you either.
It might not be best for me. But if you cap it off at, let's just say 2 mil, and I'm already getting 2 mil, I'm not more reluctant to go. Because I'm not going to do anything over there. I'm getting the same amount of money. So if I'm going to have to just stick it out to where I'm going. But I just feel like it should be some type of cap. It should be some type of.
I don't even think you say 2 million, because if you notice lately, a lot of these great coaches are retiring because they don't want to recruit their own players over again. They're tired of it. And then how you going to recruit a kid who make more than you? You know what I'm saying? How you going to tell that kid something? So, man, and you was a college player. I was a college player. We don't need much, man. You could have made it 75,000 per year. These kids would have been fine with that. Give a kid 75,000 per year, cap it at that, and make consequences when you transfer. Make them sit out like we had to do. Make them sit out. The game would stay competitive, and everything would be better.
I say either do what you just said, or I say you can only transfer once.
One time.
That's one time. So if you're gonna go to Arizona State, you're going to stay at Arizona State.
You stuck at Arizona State the rest of the time.
You can't go to Arizona and then say, I'm going to Oklahoma. You say, I'm going to. No, if you're going to transfer, and that'll make them think like, man, dang, well, if I go to Arizona,
one time,
I can't go nowhere else. So,
and if you look at the numbers now, it came out yesterday. 3,000 people put their name in the portal this year. It's still 1,600 people out there with no team. School started a couple of weeks. Some people just transfer and it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. You're not good. It's a reason why you might not just be good,
like I ain't getting no playing time. You probably ain't gonna get none at TCU either.
Exactly. So you didn't play at UConn. Now you gonna go to TCU. You might not play there either. So now you stuck at a JUCO or a D2, and now your name is lost, and now you don't go anywhere.
Right? Because that's a wasted year, and like you say, like you say. They want the potential and the upside. So if you in there 2-3 years, and then now you finna go to JUCO your junior year.
Now they ask why you leaving? What happened over here?
Yep. So
and I see it every day, man. It's tough.
Yeah, it's Bronny James, man. What's your thoughts?
Man, you see my post, you know my thoughts.
Yeah, look. That's why I asked you. I said, what you think?
Hey, let me get my charger. Hold on, I'm gonna lose you. Stay right there.
I got you.
I got you right here, man. Hold up. Yeah, so Bronny, man, this is the thing about Bronny, man. Bronny, I love the kid. It's a great feel-good story, man. Great feel-good story.
It's a great feel-good story.
And I think that's all it should have been, a feel-good story. Because, the kid just coming off a heart surgery, man. To do what he did and still come back, I applaud him for it.
Hey, man,
but you should have stayed. You getting 2-3 million in college. Stay in college. You ain't hurting for no money. Your daddy is about a billionaire almost. You ain't hurting for no money, dude. Develop your game. Play a full season healthy. People will understand. What people don't understand is now is looking at nepotism because you came out. And it's not nepotism, it's favoritism. I don't call it nepotism. It's favoritism because LeBron used his power to get him. It's favoritism. He wasn't ready. He's not good. He was third best player on his high school team. He was the fourth best player at USC. That best player didn't even get drafted.
So did he average 16 points, 17 points?
16 points a game. He didn't even get picked. So, and you to tell me the Lakers, who's known for winning, don't take Kyle Flipowski, a big man that they needed, so AD could go back and play his natural position when he was sitting right there, and you take Bronny? And Bronny was going to be there in 3 more picks. You'd have been in free agency. Bronny's still going to be there. Ain't nobody going to take him.
You could have got him undrafted.
You could have got him undrafted and paid him the same amount you're paying him now. I don't care about your money. I knew it was going to happen because LeBron's your daddy. But you could have got him as a free agency if you were trying to win. You would have took Flipowski, a big guy whose season played at Duke, and AD can go back to his natural position. Right. But now you stuck with AD still banging at the 5. Didn't help that. I did like their first round pick, but Bronny's not ready, man. He's not ready, man.
Yeah, I like.
And you can't say he's a defensive stopper because he can't stop nobody. He's not an NBA player. He has no position. He's a 6'1". I don't even know what he is.
Because this is the thing I saw. I'm like, why? I'm like, exactly. I'm like, why is he? I'm watching some league game. I'm like, why is he playing off the ball? Like, if anything, what he needs to do is have the ball in his hand. And he don't need to play off the ball. I don't understand.
Number one, they're not going to pass it to him. They're not going to pass it to him because they think he's already on the 10. They're not going to pass it to him. Number two, you're 6'1". You're not 6'4", what you listen to. You're 6'1". You are a point guard, but everybody saw this, and I made a comment on this. Bronny made 20 out of 21 threes in the combine. I thought I made 30 for 30. So what? I'm 30 for 30. Anybody can shoot a gym when you don't practice every day on the drills. They teach you the drills before you go to the combine. You practice those drills before you go to the combine. The bench press test, I worked on that for 2 weeks before I hit the combine because you go through, your agent takes you through all that stuff. So when you show up at the combine, you know what they're going to do already. It's easy to shoot the game. You just jogging by yourself, catch the ball, spin it, take a good shot. It's easy. So, but he can't shoot. And it's showing now he's 0 for 15 in three summer league games. No, he can't shoot. He can't play. He's a point guard, and they're trying to get him off the ball, and it's not going to be a pretty sight for him, man. It's not going to be a pretty sight. He needs to go to Australia like LaMelo Ball did.
Yeah, and this is what I said when I looked at him. I said he has the defensive instincts. He does.
Mm-hmm.
He has it, but he's 6'1".
He's 6'1".
He's a slender frame, and these people that he's guarding are 6'4", 6'5". He's putting up the fight, and he's trying. He's trying, but at the same time, I don't know if they're just throwing him out there just to tell him to go play. Because if I got someone that's 6'1", I'm like, okay, you're going to be the point. You're going to have to establish something. You're going to have to be good at something. He isn't good at anything.
Nope.
That would be beneficial. You ain't finna tell me go out there and go stop no Kyrie Irving or go stop no Luka. You're not finna do that. So you
can't guard twos because they're 6'7". You can't. You gonna post them up.
Right, and then you mess around and going against a big point guard. It's up. They're gonna put you in the post. So I said he has to have the ball in his hand. He has to be able to at least get assists. You got to be beneficial to the
bring
team.
Something.
And
that's the problem. He doesn't bring anything. He has no position. He has no position.
Nothing. Like they can be like, he can't score, but he sure can pass. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something.
And give me something. Like Dennis Rodman couldn't shoot, but he could rebound, and he carved his name as that. But if Bronny goes out there and every game 10, 11 assists, nothing would have been said.
Nothing.
But you're out there trying to force a guy who can't shoot to be a shooter. That's 6'1" off the ball. It's a bad look for the Lakers, man. It's just a bad look. And I'm surprised Bron has let him do that to him. Like, come on, Bron.
And I'm a Laker fan, man. You know how hard it is to be in this LeBron era with their fans. With their fans just right, man. I've been waiting for this for so long, man. I've been wanting to cheer for my Lakers for so long. I can't do it because
the Lakers gonna be better when he leaves. Now your big free agents that want to come, now they're gonna come.
Yeah, And that's what everybody like. They like, man, the Lakers ain't gonna be good when LeBron leave. They ain't good now.
They waiting on him to leave.
And they making it to. That's why. And then this was some people were saying, and they was like when Kobe was there, it was like, no, nobody want to play with Kobe. I mean, ain't nobody shooting to go play with LeBron either.
Nope.
So the only person he really got, the only person he got to come over there was AD. AD came, and they sent a haul to get AD from Brandon Ingram, the Lonzo Ball. They sent all them.
Everybody that left became all-stars when they left.
Became all-stars. So
they became
even D'Angelo Russell. Even
D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, Caruso, KCP, all of them.
Yeah, and then even Jordan Clarkson won 6th Man of the Year when he went to Utah. So everybody became valuable after he
takes away from your game. He takes away from your game. I played with him in Cleveland. He limits your game because he's so ball dominant. He wants to control every aspect of the game, such as playing your position. These young guys can hoop, man. Just play your position, man. If I was LeBron, if you want to be the point, you're the point. Distribute the ball. Stop trying to shoot everything. But he needs to get off that ball and just run the wing, dude. Just run. Let them young dudes handle that ball. Let them take that load off for you. Just get out there and run, man. Have fun. This your last couple of years. Have some fun. Guaranteed the Lakers will win, but they not. He don't want to do it like that. He wants that ball in his hands and control everything, and that's the problem.
He's been record. He been trying to break records so he can try to solidify himself and stuff like that, and that's kind of hurting the team a little bit. But you know, his fans gonna say that or whatever, which is in it. You know what it is. Look
at it for 7 years, man. What has he done? You got a bubble championship that I don't even like, but for 7 years, you had 3 play-in. You got in the playoffs only for the play-in game. The other 3 years, you didn't even make the playoffs. So what has he done in 7? What have you done in 7 years?
And then they talking about he should have a statue for the like. Why wish Jeannie Buzzwood?
He better not put on a LeBron statue.
Man, they better not, man. I'll be so hot, man. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I'll be super hot if they do that. They better not. All I know, they better not.
Nope.
So I'm gonna get to the one I know you're gonna love. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I know. I've been paying attention to your stuff. I laughed at one of your comments. I saw you, man. But what's your real analysis on that? Because this is mine. I'm gonna give you mine. I think Caitlin Clark is going to be a great player. I didn't really expect a lot from Angel Reese and coming into the league because of her unorthodox style. Now she has surprised me at what she has done on the WNBA level. She rebounds and she's been putting up points. True enough, her field goal percentage has been subpar. Sometimes some games she do good, some games she don't. This is my thing about the whole totality of it. I think that the media has made it race driven. So and my thing is like this. I every time I see an Angel Reese post, I look at the comments.
It's all either black people or the white people hate.
It's like and I be mad because I'm like, man, like we as black people, I would think that even though we like Caitlin Clark and she is great and she is the better player out of the two, it's like I can like Caitlin Clark, but I'm a roofer. I can
like both.
I probably don't care for her game, Angel Reese, but I'm a root for it because here go these folks, you know what I'm saying, making it like this, and then people making it seem like, you know, like how it started was when they played in college. And this, you know, the whites and let's be real, the whites and the blacks.
Yeah, that's all it is. I was 100% white.
and they going to all the Indiana games. Iowa ain't that far from Indiana. So you know what I'm saying? But I asked that question. I mean, I asked that question, but I said all this, but I'm gonna ask you this question, then you can go on with your take. Do you think that it would be this big hoopla on Caitlin Clark if she was black?
No. It would not, because if you look at Kennedy Carter, who I don't really like as a person, but she be hooping. She plays with Angel Reese. Kennedy Carter gave Team USA 40 points in college when they were scrimmaging. It's been some bucket getters that were black. I mean,
Cappy Poindexter.
Maya Moore was the best college player I've ever seen. Don't get the credit for it. Maya Moore was a dog. Don't get the credit for it. Candace Parker, she gets a little credit, but Maya Moore was different.
Angel McCarthy was cold.
I trained with her in Miami. Cold. It's been a lot of great black women who can hoop. Yeah, black women that can hoop. But here comes Caitlin, and she's shooting from the logo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's hitting those shots. And now all of a sudden her fan base is like, oh my God, we got one, you know, and they elevate her. They elevate her to another level, you know, and I like to watch her play, but think about it. When the NBA was getting boring, Steph Curry came.
Yep.
WNBA's been boring forever.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, this clean-cut white girl never had a problem. Is doing what Steph Curry does to the game. She's shooting logo. She's crossing people and dropping them down, you know, and she's dropping the black girls down. They're supposed to be the good athletes, and she just boom, boom, and crossing them over, making them fall, hitting threes from the logo. And all of a sudden, it's a black and white thing, and it should be a black and white thing. It
should be.
I can like Caitlin Clark, and I can like Angel Reese, and be just fine, and that's cool. But like you said, media has destroyed put a racial barrier in it where it shouldn't be there. It should be about the game. I always critique the game.
Right.
If Angel to me was a good player, you know, I give her credit. You know, but when you shoot 30% on all layups, and I've watched your game at LSU, and you just get the ball and throw it up there with no aim at all, I say you're a bad player because you have no post moves. You have no post game. They can't throw it to you and you get a bucket because you really don't have a post game. That's why I critique her at. You know, she can.
Her game. Her game.
Yeah, I critique her game. Her double doubles. Yeah, if you miss enough shots, you're gonna get enough rebounds. You know, women's basketball is not as big a difference from college to pro as it is from college to pro in the NBA. You know, it's a big difference in college to pro in the NBA. It's not that big a difference in women. You know, if you're good in college, like UConn girls right now, go win the WNBA championship. If that UConn team from last year, not UConn, South Carolina from last year, could go win WNBA championship right now. Those UConn girls, when they were with Diana Taurasi, Swin Cash, they could have played the WNBA and won it. You know, it's not that big a difference.
Yeah.
If you miss a lot, you're gonna miss a lot of layups. You're gonna get a lot of rebounds. So 10 points, 10 rebounds, not hard in women's basketball, especially if you're a rebounder and she makes layups. If she makes her layups and averaging 30, nothing would be said. But she misses so many layups. That's why I say a lot.
But I'm gonna say this too with Angel Reese and Caitlin. You're right about Angel Reese, but the thing I always look at, not towards you, I'm just saying to people in general, is they can tell you Caitlin Clark, 29 points, 13 assists, 6 or 7 rebounds, or whatever the case is, but they don't. She's 40 turnovers leader. You know
what I'm saying? Happen, that's gonna happen in the NBA. Wemby led the NBA in turnovers. She's young. You got the ball in your hands, you're gonna turn the ball over. And if her teammates catch the doggone ball, she wouldn't be having so many turnovers. They can't catch a lick out there. But if you look at the stats, man, most NBA rookies led the league in turnovers. Like when they force feed them, like Wemby last year was number 1 in turnovers. LeBron's always up in the top in turnovers. When you have the ball that much, you're gonna turn the ball over. With her, it's just a learning experience. She's gonna be fine. With the turnovers, but it's just that it factor she brings. She's exciting to watch. People like her because she's exciting to watch. There's nothing exciting about Angel's game. I applaud what she's doing, but she's not an Angel Wilson. Angel Wilson gets buckets, and she got moves, and that's who we should be applauding more. Is her,
right? Her and the Sabrina Ionescu's and the Breonna Stewart.
Breonna Stewart.
Man, Breonna is a bucket. And,
Chelsea Plum, Breonna Stewart, they can get busy out there, man.
And, Chelsea Gray,
Chelsea Gray,
Bonner, Jewel Lord, all of them. Yeah, man. Like
those who we should be talking about, not Angel and Caitlin. Angel and Caitlin, they're doing what they need to do for the game. They're bringing attention to it. Let's talk about the players that actually been there and have always been there, but nobody said nothing about. Now is the time we need to elevate them.
Yeah, I agree. We got a couple of wrap it up questions, man, and we're gonna call it fair. Thoughts that come to your mind when you hear these names or places. Coach Billups.
Disciplinarian, great disciplinarian. Without him, man, I don't be as disciplined as I am. I don't be as tough as I am. I was a tall, skinny kid from Northwest Middle School, man. He made me tough. He made me a dog. He put that in me because I felt like in the 2 championships I won, all the games I won, and I felt like I never won because he never let you be satisfied with who you were.
Right. Okay. Being selected to the 2015 ACC Legends class.
Oh man, the Legends Hall of Fame class was great, man. I'm in there with Shane Battier and what's his name? The guy who owns all the Wendy's.
Yeah.
Man, that was awesome, man. And it's a great thing just going there with those guys and to be recognized. Even though I didn't even play a game in the ACC because I was Big East and we moved, so Miami had to go to the ACC.
Right.
But to be recognized that I actually should have been with those NBA guys and
Right.
I was actually pretty freaking good. It meant a lot. It meant a lot for me, man. Even though, and I'm still not in the University of Miami Hall of Fame. So,
man, I didn't know.
So to be in the Conference Hall of Fame and not be in the School Hall of Fame, that's probably why the school won't bring me in. They know I got some choice words for them.
I bet you do. Look, you're supposed to have been there just 1 year anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
So I read up on about something about a video game lawsuit you won.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. So yesterday was a big day, man. It's the first day. It was the first release of College Football 25. It's been 11 years since we had a college sports game due to the NIL name, image, and likeness. The O'Bannons filed that lawsuit. So the little check they gave me ain't really nothing, but we got compensated. All the athletes who were in the video game got compensated. And I made a statement saying they could have kept that check. I'd rather had the game. But yeah, man, we had 11 years for that little ass check.
Hey, look, you used that check to go buy the game.
Go buy the game, exactly. But it's good to see that the guys, the stuff that we started, fighting for athletes to get paid, fighting, for a little money, it's coming to fruition now. It took 20 years. I don't get anything for it, but it's good to see these guys getting their money, man, because you don't know how much money we bring in for universities, especially on the D1 level, man. In football, you bring in a ton of money that athletes put their bodies through and never get anything for it. And so it's good to see that, and it's good to see that they're going back paying these guys. I think they're going all the way back to 2016 to pay guys. I'm like, dang, what about 2000 to 2004? Why go all the way back if you're gonna go back?
Let's start at 2000 and work on up.
And work your way up.
Yeah. Were you a member of the Globetrotters?
I tried out for the Globetrotters, but when I negotiated my deal, I was making so much more overseas. I turned them down. Okay. And then the Globetrotters. The Globetrotters play 300 days a year. I'm not trying to play that long. They travel city to city by bus. I'm cool on that.
Right. I just go there and make my 6 figures overseas somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all paying $70,000. I get that in like 2 months. I'm good.
Right. Toughest player you ever had to guard?
Caron Butler, man. I tell everybody, Caron Butler was just a headache to guard, man. He could do everything. He was 6'6", and he was big, man. He was like 6'7". He was just big, man, and he was tough. He was tough as nails. He could handle the ball. He could jump. He could shoot. He had everything. Every night I guarded him, it was a full night, man. And people don't realize he's my class. He's class of 2000. Naturally, he's class of 2000, but he was older than us because he spent 2 years in the pen in high school.
Yeah, he got in trouble. Yeah.
So he couldn't play in the McDonald's game with us because we're all 17, 18. He's 21 at the time, 20 at the time. So he was mad that he couldn't play in the McDonald's game because of that.
Yeah. Like, it's a grown man playing with us.
He's a grown man, dude. But man, he was the toughest dude I ever had to guard because he's coming every single night. He's gonna bring it every night, man. And he had that big body. Like, it was easy to guard Carmelo. It was easy to guard LeBron because I knew what they were going to do. But Carmelo had everything. Yeah, not Carmelo. Caron had everything.
Caron had, yeah. Top five play. Your top 5 players to come out of Lanier High School basketball.
My top 5. I'm gonna go with myself, but I'm gonna take away myself out of this. Okay. I'm gonna always say myself. My top 5. I'm gonna go with Monte Ellis. No, I'm gonna go with Jerry Nichols as my 1. Jerry Nichols is always going to be my 1. He's the best player I've ever seen. He's the reason I wanted to go to Lanier because I saw Jerry Nichols play. And he was the best player I've ever seen play basketball, man. I think he was number 1 all-time or 2 all-time leading scorer. I think Monte broke his record and Josh Hubbard broke him this year. But Jerry Nichols is 1. I got Monte in there too. People don't realize Shannon Long at 3. I got Shannon Long in there. Another guy that people don't credit is Ariel Horton. I love Ariel game. Watching him play.
Southern Miss, yeah, he was.
Yeah, with the Southern Miss and and I got to toss up between James Thomas and Charles Rose, man. They're my other two. I gotta top James Thomas and Charles Rose.
Okay. Your biggest motivation in life?
It was my dad, man. My dad was my biggest motivation, man. He got diagnosed and died. He had to go on dialysis in '92 when I was 10 years old. He was on dialysis from kidney failure. I actually was at the football game. He was coaching against Murray. I remember to this day. I was a little kid. I was 8 years old at the time, and I saw my dad collapse. And a couple of the guys, I was running. I saw him hit the ground in the middle of a game now, and they said, "No, you can't go over there. You can't go over there." I said, "My dad on the ground. I'm a young kid at the time on the sideline, 8 years old, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought he was dead. And he collapsed. I didn't know that was my last game my dad was going to ever have to coach because now his kidneys failed, a heart attack, and the doctor gave him 5 years to live. My dad lasted 27 years before he died with kidney failure.
Wow.
He was on dialysis, and to watch him fight every day. He got a kidney. Alonzo Mourning, I did a story in Slam Magazine my senior year. I was going to end my career to give my dad a kidney because we're both type O blood. Alonzo Mourning read my story and saw my story, and his brother gave my dad a kidney.
Oh, wow. Okay.
His brother gave my dad a kidney. And all my dad had to do was eat right and get healthy. He didn't do that. The kidney rejected him a couple years later. But he fought, man, as long as he could. And I was like, to see the things he went through, I was like, man, life ain't that hard. Stuff I do with basketball and stuff I do can't be that hard. I watch my dad fight every day just for his life, just to wake up another day. Tubes down his throat, dialysis. He gets up and he fights with his family every day. Bricklaying still, working on the house still, doing the yard, doing stuff that he could do. He got up every day and tackled it while he's doing dialysis 3 days a week. Wow. And man, if he can fight that, man, then stuff I come up in life ain't got nothing, nothing on that stuff.
Right. What's the biggest obstacle you ever had to overcome so far?
So far, biggest obstacle? Oh, man. Really, man, getting rid of the stigma of being like I went over before, being related to Jerry. It's a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. Right. And I think it hurt his son Brendan this year. I think he fell in the draft because of that. Because it happened to me. I saw it happen to me. I've heard scouts and people tell me that I didn't work hard. I heard them say, well, you Jerry's nephew, you got it already. And they don't understand my story. They don't understand what I had to go through. And I think it hurt Brendan because when Brendan, when the story came out that he was Jerry's outside son, nobody knew about, that he worked hard, his stock went up. It's when Jerry came back in the picture, and now he's flopping, wearing Louis Vuitton bags and all these diamond chains. His stock dropped because they felt like he wasn't working as hard as he used to work. So just getting rid of that stigma, man, being my own man, being my own person. As an athlete, I think that was the hardest thing, trying to shape that part, man.
Okay. Best advice a coach has ever given you?
Best advice a coach has ever given me. Believe in yourself. Miami Heat coach right now. He was the video coordinator. Eric Spoelstra. He was the video coordinator when I came out. Now he's the head coach. He said, "Look, D, just believe in yourself, man. You coming out and you're 6'9", 210. Stop listening to people saying you're too little. You got to bulk up. You got to bulk up. Don't worry about that. You get stronger. You perfect what you do. Believe in yourself. Don't nobody know you like you. Do what you do, and you become the best version of yourself, man. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't worry about how other people perceive you. And that's what I tackle every day, man. If I don't know something, I try to learn it. I'm always a sponge. I'm always learning. From coaching, from playing, I still learn from everybody. It helped me in my career. Every guys I played against, I always learned some of their moves. I took something from their game, but because I believed in myself, I didn't want any weaknesses, man. If something was weak, I tried to fix it. Gotcha. And like I said, Spo told me, look, just don't worry about lifting so much weight. Just get your body strong, get your mind strong, and that's what I kept doing.
Okay. Advice that you give your kids now?
Hard work. Hard work will be, talent any day. And it's hard to tell these guys that because they feel like they're so good, but they see I work every day still. They see I'm in the gym every day. They see I work out every day, and they see they can't beat me. And I'm 41 now. Right. And I tell them, get up and do it. Put the time in. I said, anything you do, if you're going to be a bus driver, if you're going to play sports, you still got to put the time in. You still got to put the work in. It's not going to be given to you. You know, so you got to get up every day and attack it like it's the last day, because you never know. If you look at today, man, you never know what's going to be your last day. People are dying every day now. Young people are dying every day. And so I tell the kids, wake up and attack the day with hard work like it's your last day, because the days are not promised, man. These days today are not promised. You know, if you got your goals set up, if your goals are not big enough that it scares you, then you need bigger goals. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I tell these guys today.
Right, definitely some good choice of words. Last question I asked, man, would you change anything about your journey?
Outside of going pro out of high school, that'll be the one thing I would change. I was just gone. Like I said, I didn't have social media. I didn't have that stuff. The one thing I always look back on and wish I could change is that I would have just taken that chance in life and just said, look, I'm gone. But back then, if you didn't get drafted, you can't go to college. You know, that was another rule. If you put your name in the draft, you got to stick it out. You can't go to college. Now you got to pay for college. And I was scared of that. I was scared of that part. You know, what if I don't get picked? You know, now my family can't afford me to go to college. You know, now you can, if you don't get picked, you can still go to college now. So it's different rules.
Then you couldn't sign an agent or nothing like that, or then
you couldn't sign no agent or nothing. Exactly, you're ineligible. So that's the one thing I wish I just stepped out on faith and took that jump, took that leap, and gone. But other than that, man, I lived a pretty successful life, a pretty fun life, man. And I traveled 22 different countries around the world. Coming out of Jackson, Mississippi, man, I've seen so much that people out of Jackson, Mississippi just don't see. And you know, I would never take that away.
Right. Definitely a blessing. Like you say, everybody not able to see those things, but you have a definitely blessed career so far, and more to come. Darius, I appreciate you, man. Trying to get you, man. Finally got you, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, man. It's been, you know, you've been busy. I've been working, but salute to you, man. The things that you're doing with the kids, and just throughout life. Keep balling. Keep instilling to the kids, man, the hard work that need to be done. And you're a testament, man. Hard work pays off, and it's not because your uncle is
exactly.
Yes, sir.
Take that name away, I probably would have got drafted.
Should have been Darius Johnson.
Exactly.
But I appreciate you, man. Don't get off, but I'm finna get ready to end it. But appreciate you, Darius, man. I appreciate everything, man.
No doubt, man.
Run your mouth, spit your game, talk that talk, say that name, keep it real, cause I'ma do the same. It's time to spit your game, time to spit your game. My whole vibe on go mode. We in the section going loco. I got it jumping like a pogo. You in my frame like a photo. Going against me, that's a no-no. Every day I got a new show. Cause when I'm outside turning up, I'm going live on my GoPro. I'm spitting gang like an OG. Ballin' out like Ginobili. RP to Kobe. These boys can't hold me. This ain't your speed, stay in lane.